What up, Lakers Nation? It's your boy Detail back with another post-game recap. My bad, I forgot to switch it up. Post-game, there you go. Wow, okay. Ugly victory that we will take. That we will take. It was just a disgusting victory. We let the Pelicans in that game. At one point, we were losing by, what was it, like 8 points in that fourth quarter? And somehow we came back and we won. So for that, I applaud the Lakers, not physically, but mentally. Well, listen, it's way better to have an ugly win than an ugly loss. So I'm relieved that we got that victory. Plus, shout out to everybody who tailed me on Price Places. We all made $100. So shout out to you guys as well. But the most important thing here is that the Lakers continue to keep up pace with the Western Conference, okay? Because it's not easy, man. After winning tonight, and by the way, it was by a very thin margin, 110 to 101, right? We now improve to 37-24. We stay 6 in the Western Conference, but we meaningfully close the gap to teams above us, okay? So that's good. You know, again, before the win tonight, we're 36-24. That's one game behind 5th seed, which is Denver. And, after this, we're half a game behind Denver and down. It's going to come down to Thursday to leapfrog them. Okay, so again, this is huge. Other games to look out for as well is obviously Thursday, us versus Denver at 7 p.m. Friday versus Indiana, and then Sunday again versus the New York Knicks. If we can go 3-0 there, we help ourselves tremendously. Also, okay, Minnesota has a game on Saturday versus Orlando. Can Orlando give them the same fate they gave us? I doubt it. But hopefully they could. The Lakers could close in on them, the 4th seed. Also, the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs play. You know, that could help us a little bit in the standing. So, again, if the Lakers just take care of business, they'll be all right. But I'm still not impressed because we could have easily lost this game. We missed free throws down the stretch again. We got lucky that Luka and Austin closed the game for us. But it was too close for comfort, fam. I was not satisfied with this victory at all. Okay, this, again, simply because we did some good things and we did some bad things. First of all, we lost the first quarter. We gave up 33 whole points to the Pelicans, or the Pelicans, as I call them, right? 33 to 31. We lost that first quarter. Then we win the second quarter, 23 to 18. But then, again, on the third quarter, we lose it, 27 to 24. So it was a seesaw event. Finally, we whooped in the fourth quarter, and that's really where we won the game, 34 to 23. That was the decisive quarter. You know, the Lakers pulled away on a key run, and it was a 22-4 spurt. Okay, so it was nice to see. We outscored the Pelicans by 11 to seal the win. You love to see that, man. Strong fourth quarter. We've been very clutch all season, but games have been too close for comfort. Yeah, they've been a lot, not a little. They've been very close for comfort, and we turned the ball over way too much versus a good team. They would have slaughtered us. Okay, we're lucky we played a mediocre team. They would have slaughtered the crap out of us. They would have. You know, look at the stats a little bit. I'll read your super chat right now. Thank you, brother. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do that first. Appreciate you, bro. He said, Dan, you were right on Smart, wrong on Jax. As long as we re-sign Kennard to a friendly deal, I'm good with losing the second round pick. I'm still mad if we don't. Don't be mad. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about, D-Free. My man is still mad. Look, no matter what happens this season, yes, we'd love to resign him. I'm sure he'd love to resign here. He is being featured prominently within his role on this team, and I agree with you there. I was wrong on Jackson Hayes. I'll be the first to admit it when I'm wrong. I didn't think he'd be this good this year for us. He's been an absolute energetic spark plug for us, and he has every time he's out on the floor, we started making runs. So credit where credit is due. He went 3 for 4 tonight. He had 8 points, 6 rebounds, an assist, and 2 blocks with 0 turnovers. He was a plus 16 on the plus minus. Just, he didn't play like this at all last season. He had little spurts when he was impressive, but in the playoffs, he was an atrocity. And my take was based off the playoffs. I thought, man, he's going backwards when we need him the most. But to his credit, this year he has been much better. He hasn't got himself in foul trouble. He's been finishing everything around the basket, literally. Even a nice little, turnaround, little jump hook? What was it that he shot up after a rebound? I was impressed. I've been really impressed by Jackson Hayes. If he continues to develop like this, we got a steal of a contract. I think we have him locked up for the next 2 years or so, right? So that is an absolute steal if that does happen, right? But yes, Kennard needs to get re-signed, of course. But we already won that trade, regardless of whatever anybody thinks about the second round pick. We'll continue to disagree on that. That was a small price to pay for one of the most efficient career shooters in the history of the NBA. Not just this year, but in the history. If you look at his numbers, they're comparable to some of the best shooters of all time. And of course, there were question marks about can he do this in LA when the lights are the brightest. But so far, check, baby. But thank you so much for Super Chat. Appreciate you, my guy. Robert says, detail, it felt like this loss and we didn't deserve to win this. Man, look, it was ugly. We'll take ugly, man. It would have been a lot more frustrating if we would have lost ugly. Much more frustrating. My guy D Free says, Pell gave us their best. They won 6 and 9 before 6 out of the 9 before tonight. No reason to tank and want to make the play-in. Classic example of a team being better than their record. Ugly win, but I will take it. Facts. At the end of the day, hey, this is the NBA. Sometimes it's going to be ugly. It doesn't, I will say this, it's not too promising that we won this way because when we face better teams, this is a guaranteed loss. So we play like this. The good news is we won in spite of LeBron kind of going quiet in the fourth, in spite of Austin Reeves having a pretty bad game up until the fourth. Okay, in spite of Luka Doncic still complaining a lot to the refs, but he still ended up with 27, 10, and 7. But the 7 turnovers, Luka. 7 you, 5 LeBron, 5 Austin. You motherfuckers combining for way too many turnovers. That's what, 12? No, that's not 12. Bad math. That's 17. 17 turnovers from our 3 stars. That cannot happen. That cannot happen, chat. You cannot have 7 turnovers and 17 assists. Like that evened out. You know, Between those 3, they had 17 assists and 17 turnovers. Ugly. Gotta fix that. They gotta stop turning the ball over. Luka does it a lot. He needs to chill out flinging that ball around, man. He needs to chill out with that because as much as I love Luka, sometimes he gets frustrated with the officials and gets careless. He needs to get out of his own head, especially in the playoffs. You can't do that in the playoffs. You can't throw your little temper fits. And I don't know about you guys, but it seems like the officials are getting worse and worse the more Luka complains. Like they're starting to swallow the whistle to other players as well on the Lakers. And meanwhile, the Pelicans were getting everything, right? But besides the point, man, Marcus Smart came up huge in that fourth as well. He ended up with 10 points. Not a great shooting percentage, but he did have 7 assists, 0 turnovers, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. An absolute X factor. Like my guy Cato guy said, I was right about him. I mentioned out of the people we acquired in the offseason, he would be the biggest factor. He has been that. But it was easy to make that prediction because of his experience and just his body of work. I always wanted Marcus Smart on the Lakers, and it is somewhat of a dream come true for us to have him. Kind of like I always wanted Rondo on the Lakers. When that happened, you know, he's kind of like the modern Rondo. Different players, different play style, more of a defensive guy. Rondo was more of a playmaker. But these guys step up and make big plays, even though they can make knuckleheaded plays at times. But for the most part, they are big time. And he's had plenty of big time games. This was another one by Marcus. And he seems to hit timely clutch buckets as well. Ayton has been the frustration of Lakers Nation. Tonight, he was okay. 13 points on 6 for 8, efficient there. 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and 2 blocks. He was just okay, to be honest. Could be a lot better. Rui, I'm concerned. This is like the 4th straight game where he's putting up shit numbers. 2 points, 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. Okay. Only 2 rebounds in 19 minutes. All right. 0 steals, 0 blocks. He was a -6. I am concerned for Rui / Imora. I'm a little concerned for him. Okay. What is going on with Rui? We have to figure that out because, again, before the trade deadline, before he got traded, he was looking good for us. He was looking good off the bench. I thought he was embracing the role. Now he looks disinterested. He looks lazy. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what he did with the sumo wrestler because the damn sure wasn't work on basketball. Okay. Was he over there grind? It was over there twerking or what? What were you doing, Rui? Luke Kennard, though, continues to be amazing. 3 for 5, 9 points again off the bench. We consistently get production. 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. 2 rebounds. He did have 2 turnovers, but still, I mean, he was great. 1 assist, plus 16 on the plus minus. Both him and Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks. Okay, 4 offensive rebounds. Great numbers for Jackson Hayes all the way around, man. I'll tell you, man, I am thoroughly impressed by Jackson Hayes. I think the best bench players we have right now, for surely, are Jackson Hayes and our guy Kennard, or as I like to call him, Kendrick Kennard. Okay, great role players. They have been efficient all year round. Well, we only had Kennard for a small sample size, to be fair, but still, since he's been here, efficient. Jackson Hayes all year, efficient. Jake came to life a little bit, still not where I want him to be shooting wise. But Rui to me continues to be that guy. Now, here's the puzzling thing. Seems like Jared Vanderbilt is completely out of the rotation again. I don't know why JJ's doing this. I know he can't shoot for lick, but he's completely out of the rotation. We could have used his energy tonight. Maxi Kleber had a great game last game. JJ, what in the fuck are you doing? Why are you not playing guys like Maxi Kleber, who had a good game? It baffles me how many times JJ Redick sees a player go off and then just completely stashes them away for the next 5 games. Okay. Also, the Pelicans had a lot of youthful, young, athletic energy. This would have been a good game to get creative and mix in some Adu Thero to give you some minutes. A hungry young guy like that could have gave you some valuable minutes. Nothing. DNP. No creativity. Luckily, like I said, we pulled away at the end. Went on a nice run, but I really want to see Vando, Adu Thero, and heck, even Kobe Buffkin from time to time. Give them a shot. If you don't give them a shot now, they will have no confidence for the postseason. And when you need those guys due to injury, God forbid, foul trouble or whatever in the postseason, he's going to have a repeat of what happened last time. He's going to have a repeat of what happened last time, which is he couldn't trust nobody and didn't play anybody. He ended up playing 5 guys only in the final game before getting eliminated last year in the playoffs. Can't have a repeat of that, JJ. I will be calling for your head on a stick. I will be calling for your firing if that happens. Got to get more creative this year in the postseason, okay? But overall, my takeaway is, I'm happy that the Lakers have now won 3 in a row. Not satisfied, but I'm happy. We kind of offset a little bit of the 3-game losing streak. Still not happy about those, but because we could have won at least 2 out of the 3, except for the Boston game. But winning 3 in a row, going back to 13 games over 500, definitely helps us in this very crowded Western Conference, right? Again, the Lakers are now 37-24. They improved to 18-12 at home, a little bit better than what it was, and we took care of the lesser team. And that's something that needs to happen. We need to take care of the lesser teams on a nightly basis. So again, happy with the win. Not satisfied though. We need to beat these Nuggets. If we really want to start to try to turn the corner, we need to beat Denver, man. Denver is going to be really freaking tough. And this is one of those position games. Denver is currently 38-25. We're 38-24. Essentially the same record. You want to take over the 5th seed? You beat the brakes off of Denver, man. And Luka's good at facing Denver. I like those matchups. Luka has done well against Denver. So hopefully we can come in and just take care of business right there. But again, tonight was not a great win by any means. We got to 110. My prediction was close. I thought it would be somewhat of a close game. We've been sloppy, but we shot 47% from the field, close to our average, and we held them to 42%. So our defense prevailed at the end. 3-point percentage still not where I like it. Only 30% from beyond the arc, 11 for 37. Luckily, we did hold them to 28%. So again, victory. And then we left 5 free throws at the free throw line, which I'm not happy about. But at least we did shoot 81%. That's the pros. So I'm giving you pros and cons. Lakers did end up with 48 rebounds to 41 from the Pelicans. That's a win. We had 11 offensive rebounds, so credit Lakers for battling hard tonight. We did have 29 assists, which is close to the 30, so I'm happy with that. Anywhere between 25 and 30, I'm happy. If it goes over that, I'm ecstatic. Okay, so we shared the rock tonight. We've been doing that lately, learning to trust each other a little bit more. That's great. We had 12 blocks tonight, so credit to the guys like Marcus Smart that were just on it defensively. Love it, man. Jackson Hayes, all those guys, energy guys. We did, however, have 22 turnovers to their 19. So we have to clean that shit up a little bit more. Okay? Because them 22 turnovers are not going to get you a victory versus a better team. I promise. But all right, I'll take a couple comments to see what you guys have to say. Let's see. D3 says, Hayes just better than DA. The energy and defensive versatility. He said, DA has to play drops. Jax can switch and is fast enough to recover. If he beat, he said also Kennard is the best shooter percentage-wise ever, which I'm still baffled that we got him for, again, I know my guy's mad who super chatted earlier, but I'm still baffled that all it cost was a second-round pick. That is a very good trade by Rob Pelinka. I know we constantly are on his case for the trades he didn't make. Let's give him credit for the one he did. That was a great trade. That was a addition by subtraction by addition, okay? Meaning we won in just subtracting Gabe and adding such a great shooter as well for only 1 second-round pick. I would have gave up 3 fucking second-round picks just to get rid of Gabe. Kidding. I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss. That's Yes, yes. Every day he said, I'm still sold. I'm still not sold on Reddick's coaching decisions. Me neither. Me neither. I think Reddick lacks creativity. That's the issues I have with JJ. I think he lacks creativity, man. A creative coach would have mixed in a little bit of different players. Why isn't Vandal playing? I don't know. But Maxi Kleber just had a good game last game. He should have played. Adu Thero, a real ballsy coach would throw in players like that to try to get him some confidence before the postseason. Even if it's just in spurts, when you have a little 5-point lead here, and then he starts messing up, you pull him off. You can snatch him off. You don't lose nothing by trying him out, right? At least for a possession or two. Come on, you got to build up these kids' confidence. How else is Kobe Buffkin going to step up in the postseason? Somebody gets hurt or injured or suspended. How else is Maxi Kleber or he's a veteran, but like somebody young like Adu Thero going to step up if you get in foul trouble in the postseason and you need an extra body? How, right? D Prince said Marcus looked like the Celtics version. Remember, there was a lot of people that thought he was old, and I'm like, he's 31, should be all right. It was a low risk, high reward, and right now we're being rewarded. Hopefully, he can stay healthy though. That's the biggest concern with him. Has always been his health. He stays healthy, Lakers are in good hands, man, because you get that dog, man, and we have very few dogs on this team. I can name a few. Obviously, offensive dogs we got plenty. We got Luka, we got LeBron, we got Austin, amongst others. But defensive dogs, Vando's one. Marcus Smart is the main one, in my opinion. Jake LaRavia is one. We got like 3 defensive dogs. I would love to have 4 or 5. If I'm missing anybody, my apologies. But those are the main 3 that stand out to me. And it's better to have 3 than 1. For the last couple of years, we had 1, which was Vando. Now we got 3. I do like Jake LaRavia's scrappiness. But I think Marcus Smart is the most scrappy player we have. And you need players like that to win games in the playoffs. Players like him are a rich man's Jordan Goodwin. Okay, what Jordan Goodwin brought last year, that was the poor version of Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's a rich man's version of that. And again, I was salivating over Marcus Smart since the Celtics first traded him, and I said, "Whoa!" I thought he was higher on their pecking order because he's a lockdown, And so once they traded him, I didn't know he was exactly going to come here, but I kind of foresaw it. Y'all remember I said, "Man, it would be great if the Lakers could pick up Marcus Smart this offseason from the Wizards," and sure enough, they cut him, and we swooped in. So. I can't wait to see what he does in the postseason for us because I think he's the type of player that can help you win a whole game in a series. He might not help you win 3 or 4, but he'll help you at least for one of those games. He'll make some big plays. Okay, so he's basically the energy that Westbrook brings, but on the defensive end and without as many. He'll make a knuckleheaded play here and there, but he doesn't have hero syndrome as much as Westbrook did. So we're getting all the good stuff of the high motor style game without the ego, which is the best part. Got a humble beast. Let's see. Let's go. Let's get it. Lakers win, baby. Let's go. Let's see here. I think Hayes is becoming that defensive dog. I like what he's developed into. And again, credit to the coaching staff because they have been, they have been pretty solid. They have been pretty damn solid. So credit to the coaching staff and everything that they have done as far as player development. They did a great job with Austin so far. Jackson Hayes, over the past couple of seasons, they were doing an amazing job on Max Christie. So that's a good thing for the young players. Maybe they'll develop into something spectacular as well. That'll be interesting. My guy said your parlay sold. You should have tailed me, bro. I'm telling you, I don't always win on my parlays, but I kind of have a good sense for basketball. Feel free to tell me, bro. I won tonight. Your boy got 100 bones. Look, I'll show you. And make sure you guys tap in with promo code DTLF. But look, we turned 10. I thought it was 5. It's actually $10, right? We took Zion with the taco, LeBron with the points. He just barely got there. Okay. With the lob layup he made. DeJounte, it'd be like this sometimes. Ayton and Trey Murphy. All right. Like this was close. It could have went either way, but we turned 10 to 100. So make sure you guys tail, man. And if you're not sure about your picks, if you're sure about them, then go for it. But promo code DTLF, guys, will get you guys 50 in play credit with your first 5 deposit and play. Okay, so you got to deposit the 5 and then play them with my promo code to get that 50. So tap in, chat. But yeah, don't fall behind, man. Price Picks is where it's at. I've been trying to put the community on it. It's very easy. All you got to do is pick over, under, and that's that. If you think a stat is over or under, and if you get all the picks right, and even if you play flex play, even let's just say one would have missed, I would have still made $20. I would have doubled my entry. So that's pretty cool, right? So tap in, fam, for sure. There it is. Kimiko, right on time. Love it. Basic sit Aiton on the bench and trade him in the offseason. Remember, I wasn't so sure about our bigs. I said I needed one more. This is why, because you just never know how the season progresses and how it turns out at the end. That's why I wanted one more big. Unfortunately, we didn't trade for one, but Maxi Kleber could low-key be an answer, not the answer, but one of the answers. And I'm curious to see how he gets utilized as the season winds down here. We got a little over 20 games left. So, guys, we're in the final stretch. It's going to be March Madness. The schedule is about to get really tough for the Lakers, guys. I am concerned about the schedule. Schedule makers didn't doing us any favors. There's still plenty of back-to-backs. Let's see if I can pull it up here. But the Lakers just got to lock in. That's it. They got to lock in now. We're in the final stretch, and it's time to win. It's time. No more excuses. We're healthy for the most part, and it's time to go in. So let's look at our schedule real quick. See what we got here. We got the Nuggets. Y'all know how we feel about the Nuggets. We owe them a get back, but not just in the regular season, hopefully in the postseason as well. All right, that's Thursday. That's going to be huge, okay? Nuggets, Lakers, make sure you guys tap in. Also, don't forget tomorrow. See if I don't do it tomorrow, I'll do it Thursday morning, NBA Coast to Coast with me and Lou. So tap in. And then, look, this is a crucial game because if we win this, now we got our confidence heading into this. The Pacers, another back-to-back, Thursday and Friday. You hate to see it, man. The NBA schedule makers suck ass putting us back-to-back like that because the Pacers would have been an easy dub. But now we might be flat-footed from going to the Mile High in Denver. And hopefully that's not like a super crazy game because I'm concerned about both these games. Then we got the Knicks on Sunday. New York always gives us fits, man. Didn't they beat us last time? They always give us fits. And then Minnesota, the team that eliminated us. It's time to get our get back. This is that time of the season where I want to see guys go to the rack and attack with viciousness and bully these guys, man. Bully these guys. We got more size this year. We got some bullies this year. Bully them, all right? Then we got the Bulls. Y'all remember No Diddy Giddy, what he did from half court to us last year. Payback time. This is payback week coming up because then we end up on next Saturday, March 14th versus the Nuggets. All right. Now here's the blessed part, man. Is that if the Lakers do, let's just say in these next 6 games, we're able to win 4 out of the 6. That is a big dub, big dub, right? But that would showcase that we're starting to elevate our game. That showcases that we're starting to finally get to where we need to be. Because right now we haven't showed that. Yes, we won 3 in a row, but the first 3 we lost before these last 3 were more important because they were against better opponents. We lost the 3 in a row that I wish we would have won, and we won the ones that I'm expecting us to win. So I think the Lakers need to start playing better versus quality opponents. And in order to get there, we have to play better versus these opponents as well. We barely escaped by the skin of our teeth. That's not good. That doesn't bode well for the Lakers moving forward. So even though usually I'd be excited for a 3-game win streak, we need a damn 7-game win streak before I can get excited. I'm not waving no flags over here until Lakers go on a little 6 to 7-game win streak. All right. And you might be thinking, Dan, you're petty. You should just be happy about the win. No, because I'm looking at the big picture. I'm looking at the big picture here is the Lakers have struggled versus quality opponents. Like tonight, there's below quality opponent, right? Yeah, they're athletic and they're young, and maybe their record doesn't really much showcase the talent they have, but no excuses. I'm looking at that record every single time. And I'm trying to beat a team like Denver, who right now is ahead of us in the standings. That would be huge for us. If we can start moving up to the 5th and maybe even the 4th seed, that's everything. Okay. And yes, Tamika, it's really tough schedule coming up. We went through the easier part after the All-Star break, and now we're supposed to be ramping up and gearing up. Right. So I look forward to bringing you guys all that content, all the excitement. Hopefully tomorrow I will have a NBA Coast to Coast for you guys. But I'll take any comments, questions, concerns. Who would you guys like to see get more minutes? What do you guys think needs to improve for the Lakers to be taken serious? Because again, right now I'm just watching and enjoying the wins. But my hope still isn't like super high. I'm not like super impressed by any of this. As the Colorado says, damn, we are shooting way too many threes. The only ones allowed to shoot threes in this team should be Larabia, AR, and Kennard. And Rui. Rui's a good 3-point shooter as well. Everybody should be allowed to shoot threes, but you're right. The volume of it should be toned down a little bit. We are the league leaders in field goal percentage, but somehow we are at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to 3-point shooting. So that means we need to shoot less threes and focus more where we're having success in the mid-range and attacking the rim and getting to the free throw line. I agree with that. Unfortunately, we have a head coach who made a career out of shooting threes. So I'm expecting the threes to continue to fly, just like with Steve Kerr. I feel like we have Steve Kerr's little brother over here coaching us right now. That's good if your personnel is 3-point shooting, but we're at the bottom half of the league from 3-point shooting percentage, and tonight was no different. We shot 30%. So we need to either improve in our 3-point shooting or take better shots. I agree wholeheartedly. He said, I'm not even happy they almost lost this one. Can't believe they are struggling with the Pelicans. I can believe it because right now I don't have us as a contender. I have us as a pretender right now. Can that change? Maybe. They got to start winning consistently versus good teams for that to change for me, though. I'm not buying the fool's gold right now. Beat Denver, now we can have a better conversation. Like I said, we go 4 out of the next 6, and we can really have a conversation like, okay, maybe the Lakers are waking up. Maybe they're better than what I thought after All-Star break, right? But I love this team for like the first third of the season. It was fun to watch. It was exciting. We were winning a lot, and the chemistry was there. Right now, I still don't see it right now, to be honest. And I'll always keep it a buck with you guys. I don't see it right now. Can they build it up? Maybe. So I'm hopeful that they can build it up to what it was for the first third. Now, some people will say that, hey, that happened because the schedule was weak. We played some quality opponents. We played the Timberwolves, beat them. Portland was playing really good out of the gates to start the season. They were like a top 6 team in the West to start. And eventually everything settled down as we knew it would. But we beat them. We have beat some quality opponents, and so we need to get back to beating quality opponents, and especially late in the season because that is really, really important, right? The Princess, the refs helped the McNuggets win yesterday versus the Jazz. We could have overtaken them already with this win, and it's gonna be like that. We cannot rely on others. We got to rely on ourselves, right, D Prince? So we got about 20 or so games left, a little bit more, and we have to rely on ourselves. We have to win because if we leave it in the hands of the opposition, they're going to let us down every single time, right? Yeah, welcome, Steve. D Free says a couple of games ago, Vando was 15 and 5 minutes, then did it again the following game after JJ swapped him with Maxi, basically. Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, man, I don't like it. I don't like how strict he is with certain players and how much leeway he gives other players. Like Ayton, he's giving them a tremendous amount of leeway. Meanwhile, with Vando, you're really strict. I don't like that. And let's not forget about Gabe Vincent. All the leeway they gave him, this man shouldn't have had a single minute all season the way he's played. And he, before he got traded, he was getting plenty of minutes, even over Vando. So JJ's starting to reach the area that no coach wants to reach as a Laker. For Laker fans. Laker fans will believe in you until you start becoming stubborn and making the same mistakes. And that's what he's starting to cross into Darvin Ham territory. He's not quite there yet. I'm still hopeful that JJ can develop into a pretty good coach because he has shown flashes. I'm not going to sugarcoat it though, but he makes certain mistakes that I'd be just like baffled about it. And let's see what happens. He said LeBron closing in on all that. On the all-time field goal made record and creeping closer to the all games played record. That's amazing, bro. LeBron is an amazing player, and I just want everybody to enjoy him while he's here. I know, every superstar has an ego, some more than others, and I understand that clutch might get a little annoying to Laker fans, but we could just put all that to the side just to enjoy greatness. I think that's in your best interest as a basketball fan. Like, anytime a player's at the end of his career, man, we should appreciate it, especially when it's a great, great player like LeBron. And he's about to break yet another record, which is going to help him in his gate and in his conversation towards the GOAT debate, right? It's going to help him. So it's good for him, man. Let's see if we can have a good postseason and end the season the right way, man. Here's my pipe dream scenario for the Lakers, right? Pipe dream scenario for the Lakers is that they get a high seed, a top 4. They beat the first matchup. It's a mismatch, and we end up winning that series 4-1. Okay, at best case scenario. Second round, some way we get a favorable matchup for whatever reason, whether it's suspensions or anything, just whatever it is. Hopefully, we're able to eke by the second round. It might be a 7-game series, 6 or 7. That's best case scenario. And then whatever happens in the Western Conference, at least we got better from last year in the playoffs. So I'd be not happy because nobody likes losing, period. But I'd be okay with at least getting to the Western Conference Finals. But I honestly feel like with the talent we have from our big 3 stars, I would be disappointed anything less than that. First or second round exit, I'd be disappointed. And maybe you're thinking, I am setting the bar too high. No, the real bar for the Lakers is championship or bust. However, I lowered my expectations simply because of the way we looked after All-Star break. They showed me getting beat down by the Celtics in our house, following that up by losing by 1 point in our house to Orlando, following that up by the Phoenix Suns. It was like, it showed me that we weren't serious now. If they ramp it up and start beating good teams now, my opinion could change. But for now, man, I just want to see us finish the season strong, and that means getting out of the second round. That would be a very strong postseason. Anything over that, I'd be over the moon. We get to the finals, I'm over the moon. We win the championship, I'm taking my shirt off and streaking half naked out there, man. Like, and that's a promise. All right, I'm excited. Like, if we get to the finals and win the championship, all bets are off, man. I might go half purple, half gold to the parade, man. Y'all might not even recognize me over there. That's how hyped that would be. But again, don't hold your breath for any of that, right? Because this season has a lot of gaping holes in it. And, there's so many question marks. And usually when there's question marks, we don't get the answers to all of it. We end up coming up short, right? My guy Devon said, Dan, do you think the players like Curry and Kevin Durant and James Harden will retire in a couple of years? Oh, absolutely. I don't think that. I know that because Father Time is undefeated. And those guys are already slowing down, all of them. Curry's already slowing down. He's consistently injured, and he's no longer putting up big, dominant numbers. He'll have his little flurry, McFlurry game every once in a while, but he's not the same. Kevin Durant, he's probably the best out of the 3 you mentioned, but again, he's not the same either. He's not averaging the 30s he once was, and unfortunately, his maturity didn't progress with his age, right? Because he still has burner accounts. Weird. Guys, anything you say it with your chest. Always remember that. And for your third one, James Harden's still productive, but again, these are players that already have declined, and they're not talked about as the top players in the league anymore, which, even as far as 2 years ago, they were. So, yes, they are going to retire in maybe a year or 2. I'd be surprised if some of them push to 3, right? Same with LeBron. I think he's got a year after this one left, max. I'd be shocked if he pushes past that, right? Robert says, I also saw a video of Luka pushing JJ Redick hand out of the way and getting back up, looking to fight JJ. It didn't happen like that, man. It's always blown out of proportion. I covered it pregame, so definitely check it out. I covered it early in the video, so go ahead and check out pregame. I already answered that. But, yeah, I mean, that was debunked already by both coach and player, and that happened pregame this game for sure. All right, final questions, guys, before we get up on out of here, man. Don't forget to hit that like button and tap in with Prize Picks. You guys already know what's up. If you want that big paper, baby, big paper. But again, Lakers improved to 37-24. We are 13 games from getting 50 again. Can we win 13 out of the last 20? That'd be dope. If we can get to 50 again, I'm happy. Anything other than that is kind of a little bit of a step back from last year, because I also think we have a better roster than we did last year. I really do. I really do. The acquisitions that we did in the offseason improved us slightly, but it did. It did improve us. So hopefully the record can show that, right? Hopefully. He said Austin was struggling, but he hit 2 big threes in the fourth, and he needs a rhythm going. Part of that, I think, is because he hasn't fully recovered from his injury, and the other part is because he's struggling to kind of readapt to the starting lineup with LeBron and Luka, who are both ball-dominant players. LeBron has taken such a step back that he wasn't even looking to shoot in that fourth quarter, and it's almost pedestrian to see him do that. I wanted him to be a tad bit more aggressive, and I think Luka has to do a little bit of a better job of taking one step back, just one, not 2 or 3 or 4. Still close out, still be the main guy, ball dominating, but take a little minor step back and become more of a playmaker. He has an elite court vision. Become more of a decoy / playmaker, drawing in the defense and kicking out to get these guys going a little bit more, because Austin has struggled to catch its rhythm, and LeBron kind of went quiet there in the fourth. So I would like to see a little bit more from both of those guys. It would be nice, right? But anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in and tapping in, guys. That is going to wrap it up for me here tonight on this channel. I will be on the second channel running some 2K with the Ghost Squad, man. So tap in there in maybe an hour or two. I might go grab a bite or something late night. But do appreciate you guys, man. Again, Lakers keep it rolling. I hope to have a show for you guys tomorrow if my co-host is available. If not, for sure on Thursday morning. All right. So make sure you guys tap in, turn on the post noti bell for all things Lakers, NBA, and so much more. You're in the right place. All right. So hit that like button on your way out. Salute, Laker family. Catch y'all later. Peace.